Walking into the studio right now is the one and only Tom McDonald.
Yes, Tom
Tom,
from
welcome.
Signet Reverse Mortgage.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Why are you here, Tom?
Well, we're going to talk a little about reverse mortgages. I've got some things people just don't know. They have some assumptions, but there's stuff they just don't know.
Yeah, it is a topic that is often confused by those that aren't really familiar with it. So we welcome you to educate them.
Well, thank you. So I'm going to ask you guys a question. So let's assume, and I know you aren't, but let's assume you're approaching age 62, and things are going okay. You own your own home, and you've heard about reverse mortgage, and you think, gosh, maybe I should wait until I need it. What do you think? Now or later?
The thing about myself and maybe others, and I think a lot of the community or public out there, is what is a reverse mortgage? What should we know about it, and how do we go about obtaining one, right? Maybe that would be one.
Right. Certainly in the early stages of planning retirement, it makes a lot of sense.
But what seems to happen is that many people wait until they need it. And in a lot of cases, that's too late for a number of different reasons. And that's the thing that people don't know about reverse and why they should do a little research ahead of time. So, for instance, there are three things that go into determining how much you get in a reverse mortgage. So one is the current interest rate, the appraisal of the house, and the age of the youngest borrower. So people think, well, gosh, I get more money the older I am. That's true, all things being equal. But it's about $3,000 per year of age more on your average Napa $500,000 house. Then you've got the appraised value. Well, it'll probably be more later. We found out it doesn't always happen that way, but that's what we expect. And then you've got interest rates. Well, here's the kicker. Interest rates trumps everything else. A half a point in interest rate means about $35,000 less in money.
Wow.
So that's just one piece of the puzzle. The other is that things happen over time, things that you don't know they're going to happen. So, for instance, in the past, FHA, which is the managing agency that handles reverse mortgages, reduced the principal limit. From your perspective, you'll call it loan to value. It's how much you get. And they reduced it over the course of 5 years by 10%, 5%, and 10% over different years. That means you got 25% less at the end of that 5 years than you would have previously. So we didn't know that was going to happen. It just happened. You've got things in the future. There have been times when we think that FHA is going to reduce the cap. It didn't happen this time, but we thought that might be happening. And then there's the growth of a line of credit that people don't know about. We'll talk about that on another week. But there can be more money later on if you've had a reverse mortgage for a while than if you didn't.
But if you think you might benefit from it, and then obviously they go and talk to you, because that's why you're here, is because I know for a fact that you can be trusted, and you've actually told me of clients that I know who just weren't the right fit. And that's very comforting that you can go to an expert that will tell you the straight skinny on things. So, but if, beyond that very important thing, can they set it up like a home equity line of credit and then not touch it until they're ready, but at least it's all set up?
Right, that was what I was alluding to, where we have the choice of either taking some cash up front, and a lot of people will do that to pay off a mortgage, monthly payments if they need it. But if they don't need it, in my example where you're turning 62, everything seems to be fine, you don't need it now, it all goes into a line of credit, and then that grows at the same interest rate you're charged over time. And so many years later, it can be a lot of money.
Right.
And the problem I see so often happening is that people spend through their savings saying, I'll wait until later when I need it. Everything's fine now. They spend through their savings, and while they might have had, just to make up a story, let's say a savings, and now they've $200,000 mortgage, and the reverse mortgage gives them $180,000. They're short $20,000. Well, when they had $50,000 in savings, they could have made up that shortage and then done away with their monthly mortgage. But some years later, when they've spent all their savings and now they find themselves upside down, we can't do the reverse mortgage because we have to pay off any.
All right. Well, and it is a bit of a complicated, but it can be made simple. And you need to call Tom McDonald. He's at Signet Mortgage, and his number is 265-6385. 707-265-6385. It's Tom McDonald from Signet Reverse Mortgage. And you can also catch him on his email at tom@reversemortgageconsultant.com. Tom, thank you for coming by. And again, it's I think people they hear it all the time. It's on commercials constantly. Tom Selleck is now starting to sell that also on the commercials. But I think a lot of people want to know about it. I know my mother wants to know about it. She's talking to me already. It's good that you're on the air to let us know how it works.
Well, thanks for having me, and I'll be coming back if you
Absolutely.
don't mind, and a different scenario.
That's right. Thank you, Tom.
Thanks.